time.
You know how we do.
Yeah, there it is. That's a matter of time.
Hey. What up? What up? What up?
What's good, you guys?
Hey, yo. Season 2, episode 3, D&D.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we back. Deakkon and the Diplomat. I'm the
up, guys?
Deakkon. That's the Diplomat.
What's going on?
What up with you?
Chilling, man. Spent a good day doing laundry, hanging out with my dogs, just living life.
Yeah, man. I spent the day trying to get my car. This car I just bought, man. And yeah, so we almost there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Almost there. But nah, man, welcome back. Season 3, everybody that's joining us on YouTube.
2, episode 3.
Oh, yeah. Season 2, episode 3.
Myself,
Yeah, I'm jumping all the way down, but you know, God willing. You know what I mean?
Of course.
For everybody joining us on Facebook Live, appreciate you. Everybody's checking us out on YouTube. Appreciate you. Anybody that's tuning in to support, definitely appreciate you. We love the love. Yeah, and so with this show tonight, we're going to kind of pick back up where we left off last week. We were talking about parenting and the different challenges and maybe reasons why you may not want to have, or people in general might not want to have kids, why, you know. So we're going to kind of pick back up, but you came up with something interesting, kind of like behind the scenes. You got some questions, you know what I mean, and I think will kind of guide us. But is there anything you want to kind of like touch on from last time, or?
Nothing I particularly want to touch on. It's funny, a few people that I know that have seen it, you know, are asking me just, you know, if I really doubled down on not having kids. And I'm like,
I actually was going, hey, yeah, I was going, kind of wanted, I was going to bring it back to that for the first handful of minutes of this jump, because I was thinking about that. I was, you don't want to have kids, and I completely understand that, but maybe that'll kind of give a little bit of what we call it in drama and thespians world. What is that? Foreshadowing.
Okay.
Or foreshadowing.
Yeah.
But because co-parenting is kind of like what we're gonna touch on and talk about primarily tonight. But I think that kind of speaks to where you was at with it last week and why you ain't want to have children.
It's like one of my uncles that I was talking to, or not my uncles, but one of the guys I looked up to, he mentioned it. He thought it was sort of like an immaturity thing on my part, which I was like, okay, that makes sense. Cause like in my head, I went from having the mentality of like how you guys said, having sex, oh God, I got her pregnant type mentality, you know, growing up as a teenager, to just kind of looking back and realizing like, oh crap, the guys I went to high school, like, they have families now. Like, they have kids. Like, this is the thing people do on purpose. You know what I mean? And I've never put myself in that situation where I was like, oh, I want to do that on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that. I guess there's a lot of guys that, like, me as a man, I always wanted to have kids. Okay. Like, I didn't necessarily want, and the plan wasn't necessarily to have them early. Things happen, right? So at the end of the day, I love my children, and I always wanted to have kids. And I was like, once I had kids, I was like, I want to be a father. You know what I mean? It was never a situation where, oh, I'm going to, you know, it wasn't that. I wanted to be a dad. But I feel you. You know what I'm saying? But I can't understand, I guess, why. I guess that's like a man's natural thing is to have kids. That's me. Maybe I'm a Neanderthal, though. You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of like, yo, at some point, I wanted to have children. I wanted to have a family, you know what I mean, of my own. Granted, I wanted it to be with the right woman and, you know, possibly being married. All that good stuff that everybody dreams about, talks about, all that. But there was this thing in me that I was like, at some point in time, I want to have kids. Like, so I guess that never, like, you never really had that feeling, even if it's not about the person you dealing with.
I mean, the thought might have crossed my head once or twice, you know, right out of college, you know, just kind of looking at to where I wanted my life to go. But as I lived life and had the experiences I had, it just seemed like the idea of it just seemed more and more far-fetched. Just again, because of things I experienced, things that I saw, and it was just like, maybe that's not. Nah, I think I'm gonna go that way. Just kind of is where I'm at.
All right. Well, I mean, it's no sense in like really. I understand You know what I mean? And this ain't no platform to try to convince you otherwise. This is just to try to understand.
Nah, I
So
get it.
yeah, I mean, I completely understand. So I mean, you can do. I think you had something that you wanted to ask though.
Yeah, and it's another thing a friend of mine brought up. It was like, they were wondering why we were talking about the parental paradox. Love the alliteration, by the way. Like I was like, oh, that was
Part deux.
nice. Part deux, yeah. And I told them my role in this was strictly an investigative journalist. I speaking to an individual who is a parent. That's where all of my understanding and just kind of seeing where my family members kind of interacted in their parental roles, things like that. um, but I wanted to ask you because I know you mentioned that you didn't see yourself initially with your plan. You didn't see yourself having kids early, and in the situation you did. Now that you are who you are, had the experiences that you have, if you were to give advice to somebody heading into a co-parenting relationship, what are some of the things they could or should do to prepare themselves for that, to give them the best outlook, whether for their sake, their children's sake, or the sake of all parties involved? What are some things they should look towards?
Um, Damn, that's a good question.
Yeah, I know it was deep.
So I'll preface it with in my opinion.
Of course, yeah.
Um,
Gotta get that disclaimer to pop up.
so I think that if the two parties involved are mature, right, and I mean, there's a lot of different variables that can go into the situation or whatever. Yeah, just the whole dynamic in general. But I mean, if you just want to take it as two people, they were dealing with each other, they having a baby, whatever, they guess whatever terms, they on medium terms. All right. So I think that the dude should make an effort to like kind of be there once he first finds out.
Okay.
Right. I'm not saying you necessarily have to be the guy that's catering to her every move. Like if that's not your wife or your woman, you know what I mean? You don't have to be there cooking her meals and rubbing her feet and all that. But I do think that you should be there for appointments. You know what I mean? If she's asking you about whatever important things that might come up, I think you should be there. You should be a presence. You should rub the woman's belly, talk to your baby, like things like that start establishing that early.
Okay.
I think that will also foster a better possible co-parenting situation because sometimes I can imagine maybe females feel like, the dude is going to turn their back or not going to be around. Like, I don't know. We don't necessarily think like that. We're just kind of straight. Well, I am. I'm kind of straightforward, black and white. Oh, that's my kid. I'm going to take care of the baby. It's not really no ifs, ands, or buts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So advice to a person going into a co-parenting situation, like, you got to realize that it's not all about you no more. It's about the baby. And as the man, you kind of like, while she's pregnant, got to realize it's not at all about you. It's about her and the baby.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless of how she's acting, she might say the worst things or whatever under the sun to you. You got to just take it on the chin and keep it moving. Easier said than done in some situations, I can't say everybody's going to be I'm not perfect. Like, it's easier said than done, but you kind of have to just let her have it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then once the baby is here, if you can sit down with her in a mature fashion and say, hey, like, you have to be able to communicate. Like, first and foremost, you got to be able to communicate. Certain things are you going to breastfeed the child, right? If you're going to breastfeed the child, then it makes more sense for the child to be with the mother every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's the baby's food source. So you're not going to pull the baby away from the baby's food source. Now, if she's able to pump breast milk enough, for example, to get through a weekend or something, maybe you can come get the baby on a weekend if y'all ain't whatever to be in the house. If you're not good enough to be in the house on good enough terms to be in the house, she could pump, I don't know, right?
Okay.
But I think early on, as the man, you just need to be present there as much as you can, right? If she's putting up the wall of resistance, now we talking about something different. So this is just advice in terms of like what I think that somebody should do as a woman, right? I'm not a woman, so I can't speak to what a woman how she's gonna act. But what a man might like to see is be a little more accommodating, be a little bit more open. Hey, reach out and call and say, hey, I'm feeling XYZ. Can you come over? You know what I mean? If y'all were cool enough to make a baby, maybe y'all slept with each other one time or whatever. But if we ain't talking about a situation like that, you got a little bit of skin in the game with this person. Like, show a little maturity. Hey, come on over, like, rub your baby's kicking. You know what I mean? You want to come over and feel the baby kicking, or you want to come over for a couple hours after, you know what I'm saying, read to the baby at night. There's things that you can do to try to foster like a good relationship. Most times, though, people have children and it catches them off guard.
Yeah.
So they're either not emotionally ready, financially ready. Like, that's a big piece of it too. You kind of got to be ready for that. I would say try to stack your money. You know what I mean? As much as you can during that time, while she's pregnant, try to stack your bread. You know, she could work, and I mean, I ain't saying she has to work, but if she could work, keep going to work up until the time when she can't. Like, I mean, that's just kind of what it is. So
that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that I would tell a new parent that I wish that somebody would have told me. But I mean, it's only so much advice you can give a person.
For sure. You don't know the things you don't know, and who's to say anybody you might have sought advice from knew what you know now. So I mean, hindsight's always 2020.
Yeah, because you go into it wishing, hoping, praying, thinking that your child is going to be born 100% healthy. And then you might get thrown a curveball that requires your child to be in the PICU for months, or they have a condition that requires ongoing treatment where they go home but they still need to see someone. That costs money. You know what I mean? So the things that you might have thought that you were going to do, like, and that's that, I guess, try to prepare yourself as much as possible for the things that might go wrong, because you can't predict anything when it comes to a child.
Expect the unexpected.
You got to expect the unexpected. That's probably like the simplest way to sum it up, is try to prepare yourself, expect the unexpected. You know what I mean?
For sure. And then as you were talking about it, I'm sitting here listening, like, yeah, if more people did that, I feel like there might have been times where co-parenting situations that are not the best may have been able to turn themselves around and provide and be a very fruitful endeavor for a family. Because I'm sitting here thinking, like, even if you felt some kind of way about this dude, if he's actually coming over and like rubbing her feet and reading to the baby, like, there's no way you're gonna continue to dislike this individual. You know what I'm saying? And same thing, if you're going over and you're sitting there rubbing her feet every other week, there's going to be that emotional build that's going to, you know, rom-coms kind of got a thing going on. It makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, at some point in time, if you can't find a way to like be together, try to at least be friends, be cool, be cordial.
At the least.
Speak to each other. There's no reason to have animosity or throw shots or any of that. Generally, when that's happening, there's still feelings involved. So most of the time, if it's a co-parenting situation, there's one party, maybe both parties do, but one party still has feelings involved. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The woman said, "Oh no, dog, like, I can't see myself being with you. We having this baby, but pump the brakes. You ain't boyfriend material or whatever." And now he looking like, well, if I can't be with you, then I don't want to come. Then I don't got no kid. I don't want to come see my kid. You dudes do that.
Yeah.
It's fluke.
Yeah.
They fluke, but they do that the same way that women act bitter sometimes and say, "Oh, if you don't want to be with me, you don't accept me, and one of that, you can't see your kid. You're not don't bring these women around my children. Don't come. You can't come pick them up or can't come pick her up. They make it difficult for no reason."
So that then kind of leads into another question I had, not necessarily in the order that I kind of came up with them. But so how much, if any, influence should these co-parents have on not so much the household, but, like, as you mentioned, having certain individuals around their child, or
Ooh.
Not it's. I mean, so
that's a no.
right?
That's a nah. Go ahead. Nah, ask the question.
Not so much in terms of like who they can see because it's none of my
Nah, just ask the
business.
question.
It's okay. How much influence, if any, should co-parents have in each other's households or personal life in regards to their children? That was a perfect
Yeah,
way I framed it.
I mean, so that right there is tricky.
I figured.
That's tricky.
I figured.
Now, I'm gonna be careful because this is recorded and it's on the internet, and anybody might be able to see, including my children. So, gonna be careful with what I say, but that's a very good question. Me as a man, and I'm gonna just once again speak for myself here. I want the responsibility of raising my child.
Okay.
There's a part of me though that has to think. Well, there's always a part of me that's thinking about his best interest first, and then my ego sometimes has to take a back seat because my son is happy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, because my son is happy, and the situation is his mom is married, because he's happy, it's for me to try to get to know and bridge the gap and kind of like foster that with him. Because as far as I can tell, he's been nothing but a good person to my son.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So while there might have been some things that I don't like between him and I, that's between him and I. That has nothing to do with my child.
Okay.
So there is as much as it pains me to say, and it does, there's a measure of respect that I got for Cuz because he's doing what a lot of people wouldn't. But there's like, I want to be doing the things, and it's not like I'm hard to find. I'm on a freaking podcast. I still live in the same state and county. You know what I mean? My parents, where they, like, you ain't got to find me. So it's like, there's that part of it where it's like, why can't we all be a part of it and make it happen for him? Like, I'm not there on a regular basis, so him and I can communicate, and so certain discipline things that I want he can pick up. But that's still their house.
Yeah.
Right? So to get to the part about where my influence goes on in their house, it don't. I can't tell another man how to run his house.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? And so when it comes to how he treats my child, like, that's also where I have to rely on my son to communicate with me and his mother to make, I guess, good decisions on who she brings him around. She's married, so I guess she made that decision. But that was before she got married. She had to make that decision on who she wanted to bring around him, same as me. One person I think that I've been with met my son, right? One running around. I mean, granted, I didn't have him a lot, but it's like one person, and I'm talking to her now. So it's like, wasn't no big, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All these people meeting him, and he was in and out of women's lives and all that. And honestly, I don't really think she carried it like that either. I'm not sure. I don't know for a fact, but I don't think she carried it like that either. But what I can say is my influence would have only gone so far. Like, you can say, don't bring this dude around my child. Yeah, all right.
Right. Yeah. And that was kind of where I was like.
Yeah, because I mean, it's going to be about how much she respects you in the situation. You can't make her do anything. You standing there screaming, yelling is going to have your kid looking at you like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So, I'm told to answer the question, and it goes vice versa. Like, her influence shouldn't have any effect on the house now. Asterisk on that a little bit, because if she's the primary parent and she has certain things that go on in the house, like he needs to be in bed by, like, he goes over there during the week, right? Or he or she goes over to other parents' house, the father's house during the week, and they go to bed at 8 o'clock, right? In elementary school, go to bed 8 o'clock, 8:30, whatever. When they go over that parent's house, it should still be the same consistency, routine, whatever. Now, if it's every other weekend type parenting situation, my kid can stay up late. Like, you at dad's house, right? We gonna watch TV, watch sports, eat popcorn or whatever. We gonna have a good time. stay up late because when you go back home, it's back to your regularly scheduled program. But she can't come to my house and tell me, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. You know what I mean? As co-parents, if there's dieting restrictions, then we should both know about that. If there's a medical condition, we should both know about that. We should both know how to handle that. I should be fully equipped to handle anything that comes along before I step up and say, hey, I want my child to come with me.
Yeah.
Same thing for her. Now, mothers are naturally kind of just like motherly. You know what I'm saying? They figure it out. I applaud them for that. Like, I all respect for that because they just kind of figure it out. Most of them just figure it out. So it's not for us to tell them how to live their life in their house. If you ain't paying the rent, you can't tell them how to live. So.
Makes sense. Very well said. So another question I have.
Dang.
Yeah, I had. Yeah. It's,
again. No. Just keep going, bro.
Investigative journalist. Yeah. You're going into a co-parenting situation not on the best of terms.
Okay.
What are some pitfalls or things to avoid in regards to the situation you're going into?
Okay, so you're not on the best of terms?
Yeah.
And you're talking about the pitfalls to avoid.
Yeah.
So this is the complete opposite of what I said earlier. In this situation, get the fuck out of Dodge. Yeah, that's my opinion. If y'all on bad terms, bruh, it ain't no matter what you say to her, no matter how you act, you some shit to her.
Okay.
You're the dude that knocked her up. She's walking around, I got this, the baby inside me. I don't know. I say, bruh, check in with a phone call every now and then. I just wanted to see how you feeling. You know, is everything progressing okay? You know, you got an appointment coming up.
Okay, so still kind of throwing
up? No, I ain't throwing that. I'm just, because that's my child, I'm just trying to establish that I'm not going to be the guy that runs away.
Okay.
That's it. I just want her to somehow get that through her head to be like, this man is at least, even though I hate him, he might hate me, but he doesn't hate our child. He's going to try to, so I would reach out with a phone call. And if she wants to cuss me out and all that, put the joint on speaker, put it down, roll a J, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Go clean out my trunk. You know what I mean? And when she's done, okay, damn, all right, well, I just wanted to check on you, make sure everything is all right, and then hang up the phone because she's pregnant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you don't really care about her, all that, it's not worth spending the energy having an argument. I don't really like arguing, but if I'm going to argue, it's only going to be with somebody I care about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if y'all are on bad terms, bruh, definitely stack your bread, get a DNA test before you sign any documentation. You know what I'm saying? Go in there and make sure, I ain't saying fight child support, but I will say if you can go in there early and try to get joint custody or some sort of like visitation, any kind of paperwork that says you're gonna be able to have access to your child's life without her being able to dictate it, I recommend that. It'll save yourself some heartache, and then it'll also hopefully show her, if she's somewhat of a mature person, that, look, I'm not trying to run. Joint custody is not me running. This is me saying I want to step up and be a part of my child's life. So I think in that situation or that instance, then yeah, you just kind of got to fall back, stay away. Maybe even just let her reach out to you. Hey, let me know when there's an appointment coming up. I'll call you every now and then to check on you, just make sure you're okay. But, you know, when there's something coming up, just holler at me. And keep it like that. Go about your life. Don't buy diapers.
Do not.
Do not buy diapers. Don't buy bouncy toys. Don't buy them little squeak. Don't buy Nathan. Because guess what? The court calls it a gift anyway.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean?
Ooh, that's...
So, real quick, though, I definitely see why you don't want to have children.
You can see all the cons.
I see that, obviously, from a co-parenting standpoint.
Yeah.
Of course I see that. I mean, that's why generally the idea is to be married and have children. You know what I mean? You pick the person because it's not supposed to be the child comes before your wife or your husband. Your husband and wife, that child is a byproduct of you. So you're the rulers of that household. Your child's supposed to fall in line. Your child's not supposed to run the castle. You know what I'm saying? And your child shouldn't divide you either. You may not agree on everything that's going to come with your kid, but even with co-parents, they still need to show uniformity, right? If my son, just for a generic, real quick example, if my son thinks that cursing is cute, that's because this is a universal jump, right? Thinks that cussing is cool. I don't like him cursing. But and his mother don't like him cursing, but let's just say, for example, his mother was okay with him cursing, right? We need to be unified and know that there's no cursing, period. You know what I'm saying? Whether we're married or she lives over here or I live over here, like that's just kind of like a common sense thing. And things like that, I feel like co-parenting should be easy.
In situations like
period. Yeah. Co-parenting should be easy.
Oh, yeah.
If two people are mature and they keep the child in focus, then co-parenting should be easy. You know what I mean? If the child is with you most of the time, once that child starts eating what I'm eating, how much does it really cost to take care of a kid? The kid eats what I eat. He wears what I buy him. All right. What other expenses really come with a child? They on my medical insurance. I got a job. I got insurance. My kid is on my medical. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's kind of rhetorical to you a little bit because you don't know the expenses, but I'm just like, they say kids are expensive. Yeah, babies are expensive when you buying diapers all the time and wipes all the time. And yeah, I want my son to have nice things too, but he don't have to have $150 pair of Jordans at 6 years old. That he gonna grow? He don't.
He gonna grow out of them, man.
You know what I'm saying? And if he has a pair of Jordans, cool, but all his shoes not gonna be Jordans. You know what I'm saying? He can get a pair of joints, he can wear out somewhere, and he gonna have shoes he can run around and dog. It's also gonna teach him the value of $1, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? And growing up, there's some things that you can still kind of instill in them too, that as co-parents, like, I think that when I'm with I want to spoil my son. I just haven't had an opportunity like I wanted to just be like, whatever, take him out, just go buy. But also that's probably counterproductive because then he might start to feel like, oh, every time I come to see dad, he's gonna take me and go shopping and we gonna go spend $300-$400 on shoes and clothes and toys and all that, right? So I don't know. It's a delicate balance with the co-parenting thing. It takes communication and really like maturity. So
for sure. Yeah, I guess I just haven't come across the woman who makes me feel like, oh yeah, I can make a baby with her. You know what I mean? So that's just kind of where.
Nah, I feel that because honestly, the order should probably come that you want to marry her first. And then at some point in time, it's like, oh, this is the person I want to have a baby with. You know what I mean? That's kind of like where we at with society too. People put babies before everything else. Like,
wow.
Fellas, if she don't got her tubes tied and she ain't on the pill, don't bust in her, no matter how good it feel. All right? She gonna tell you, nothing in me. Don't do it. Don't get caught up in the trick bag, bruh. Because babies ain't just that. Them being babies is the shortest period of their life. When they're easy and cuddly and cute, and all you gotta really do is worrying about cleaning up some throw up and some baby shit. The easiest part. They sleep, they eat, they shit. Once they start walking and talking,
it's over.
They're not babies anymore.
It's a wrap.
You know what I'm saying? They're on their way to becoming the person that they going to be. So now your real job starts. And so, yeah.
Baby was just a tutorial.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't, and ladies too, y'all bear responsibility as well. Because a lot of women out here like to blame the father. Oh, my baby daddy's a POS. Well, guess what? I'm pretty sure you knew he was that. Why you was letting him in there, and probably the reason that you was sleeping with him in the first place is because he had some whatever type element to him that you felt like you had to chase. And you wanted to get pregnant.
Just had to get that.
Oh, he be in the streets. He a thug. He in there. I want to have his baby. That's going to make him stop. That's going to make him calm down. He going to come home then. Yeah, all right.
All
right. Either way, I'm saying, young, I feel like that it's not a 50-50 thing, even though I guess society would say it's 50-50. You know, both people play a part. Both people do play a part, but men can definitely put a condom on.
Yeah, for sure.
You definitely can be prepared to stop at 7-Eleven or whatever the fuck, the gas station, grab you a 3-pack, you know what I mean? Go in there and do your thing, right? Now, if she got, let me ask this. This is kind of off the subject, but kind of on the subject. Let's say you go to a girl house, right? And y'all about to do your thing. And you like, oh, man, I ain't got no rubbers, right? She like, don't worry, I got you. She hit the drawer, whoof, and nothing but rubbers shaking in that joint. You know what I'm saying? She got Durex, Lifestyle, Trojans, all them jokes.
Nah.
What you doing? Colors, flavored jokes,
I'm
lubed, unlubed. You leaving?
I'm leaving, bro.
Why?
Cause that there's first of all, these fuckers have a shelf life, right? You have all of these. I'm disgusted just thinking about it, bro. Like I can't, nah, bro.
I said you automatically took it somewhere negative.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
I'll tell you why.
You're fucking right.
I worked for the Department of Health. They would give me boxes of condoms.
Hey,
I went home with 2,000 condoms. I started just giving out packs to the hood. Like,
But how many did you have in your drawer?
A couple of bags.
Yeah, I would have kept a couple bags.
Yeah, it's hundreds in the bag. A couple of bags. Because who am I giving this all out to? Who am I?
Why are you?
But why? Hold on. When I as a single dude, I'm just gonna say it like this: if I got 100 condoms, I hope to be fucking 100 times.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you was like, why you got them many condoms? Because I plan on fucking this many times.
You do.
And
Y'all
do.
do.
Still.
Right. But
So
if I go to her
pack.
place and she opens a drawer and has all these.
But it could have been the same situation. How you know she don't work for the Department of Health and she was giving
Okay.
condoms?
She
And
don't
that
work.
means
So in this
she keeps
situation,
a whole bunch.
no. In
Nah,
this
even if she do work for the Department
in this
of Health.
situation, she don't work for the Department of Health.
No.
She just say
best case scenario.
I
roll
got
the
you.
dice and
I got you. She you open the drawer, all different flavors, variety, sizes. She like pick one.
Bitch, flavors, you pick one. Bitch, what do you want? No, I'm gone. I'm not doing it, bro. I'm sorry. I can't.
You wouldn't think that she practices safe sex. She's actually a responsible woman.
A lot of it.
But if it's a lot of condoms in there, does she really have sex a lot?
Yes.
Or is she just
because they have a shelf life. You're not gonna keep.
Who said they were
Yo, women, what the fuck do women know about the shelf life of a condom though?
Who said they were expired?
So first, I'm either.
So the bottom line is though, you're leaving.
Yes. If it's
I don't know, I might leave too.
If it's a whole bunch.
Yeah,
of
I
them,
might leave too. Yeah,
Yeah,
I probably would have rolled. I probably would roll out too, young. If she got especially if she got the LED joints going around there, and I'm gone. Yeah, I'm gone. I'm gone. I feel you on that one. But I just was wondering how,
You don't notice a tripod till you turn around and leave. Like, just trying to get this shit set up.
Now the tripod might be an interesting. She might entice me to turn around.
There you go.
But then again, that would explain all the condoms.
It would explain it.
Probably got an
And would
OnlyFans.
Further prove why I need to get my black ass out of there.
All right, no
Saying,
doubt.
bro.
No doubt.
Just saying.
Yeah, but so
That's fucking terrifying.
but what kills me is though, I just wanted to ask that because the whole thing about using condoms is the easiest way to stop a baby being born
No,
because
sure.
it's unrealistic to feel like females or women are gonna walk around out here and be like, oh, they just gonna get their tubes tied so they don't get that ain't gonna happen. So it's on us, and that's why I was saying I don't think it's 50-50. I think it slightly leans more toward us to be the ones prepared to have them. If she's prepared, you know, if she slide out a drawing like 50 something joints is shaking in there, yeah, I'm gonna probably think she gets ran through. You know what I mean? I'm probably going to go too. I might get some head, but I'm probably going to go too. You know what I'm saying? All of this is, of course, single days or whatever, but yeah, I'm probably going to slide to the whip and go home or whatever. Yeah, I mean.
That's crazy.
But nah, I would probably roll out too. So yeah. But what I was saying, what the fuck was I saying? It's on us. So, but women do play. It is their responsibility because there's a lot of women. I don't know. There's probably a lot of guys. And, you know, if there's guys watching, I'm sure they are. They've probably been in this situation before where there have been women who will tell you to take the condom off. You know what I'm saying? In that moment, they might feel like, oh, you're the whatever man of my dreams while you hitting that joint. And that's when don't pull out nut in me comes in. Fellas, young fellas, look here. This allergic to latex shit either. I ain't buying it. So, I ain't buying it.
That's why they make lambskin. But yeah.
Facts. I would tell a funny story about, you remember Howard the Duck? We gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chill for a second. I'm gonna say that.
It was part of Marvel Comics. I found out, bro. That kind of
Howard the Duck.
Yeah. Yeah. When you look at that Marvel poster, that's got every.
Today years old when I learned that. I had no clue that Howard the Duck was
I don't know if he had
a
powers,
Marvel. What power did he have other than to get sex? Because that's all he did in the movie was get laid. So. Dang, now I started thinking about Howard the Duck. I forgot what I was about. Oh,
lambskin, Howard the Duck.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there is no real, like, excuse or reason, you know what I'm saying, to not to prevent yourself from having a baby. Like, the reason I got kids is because I wasn't all the way responsible with not having children.
Yeah.
Simple and plain. Can't go around, no other way around that. You know what I mean? But now, I don't think they like dudes. Okay, now I know what I was about to say too. Let me slow down a tad bit. It used to be back in the day, like I and like a lot of my friends, I'm pretty sure some of us done slipped up, didn't wear whatever, but we were scared of getting girls pregnant. We were scared of catching diseases. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, it seems like they're not scared. They got Discovery for PrEP. They got whatever little joints for herpes. Like, herpes ain't going nowhere. I don't care if you got Valtrex, it's just a suppressant. So we used to be scared of those things. And it's like now, I don't feel like there's no fear.
No fear factor at all. Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe because of all the progression we've made with medicinal treatments of the cases that we've had, people no longer I won't say realize, but they no longer think it's as bad as it was made out to be when we were learning about it. So they're not playing it as safe. That makes sense.
Yeah, no, that does make sense. I mean, if you take away a person's fear, you know what I'm saying, naturally they're just gonna adapt to not feeling, I guess, like adapt to not feeling that, you know what I mean, for lack of I can't really say how to phrase it, but it's like, yeah, back then it was like HIV, right? you better wear a condom, or don't have sex or you might get HIV. Don't sleep with girls from Baltimore. You might get HIV. You know what I'm saying?
And the fear factor was if you get that shit, you will die.
You will die.
Like that
right.
was now with, oh, I can have this and I can live a happy life. They're like, oh, it's not that bad.
Right.
Jump in first.
And also too, it makes it so that, oh, if I don't have to worry about catching a disease or catching HIV, then I don't have to strap up. Other STDs still exist though. Gonorrhea is out there. Chlamydia exists. Herpes. Like syphilis. Like all of that shit still exists. And
how do we even get here?
but because thinking about it was because we were talking about wearing condoms.
Yeah.
And condoms prevents having babies. It also can prevent STDs, but that's obvious. Trojan get at us.
Facts. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you catch one of those type of diseases, if you get one that you can't get rid of and you get pregnant, you can possibly pass that on to your child. So now you've given your child something that they have to deal with and live with for the rest of their life because you were being irresponsible. The same way if you were being irresponsible with the woman or the man you chose to sleep with and have a baby with and things don't go well for your kid. Like there's a part of it that falls on us.
It's heavy. That's heavy. So then let's look at this kind of situation. For the sake of the child or children involved, is there ever a time where the co-parent should sacrifice any of how they feel in regards to the other person and reconcile to the point where they stay together in the household for the sake of the children?
That's kind of a loaded question.
Yeah, it was.
So basically, so are you saying that two people should just stay together for the child?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, no. And there's things to back it up, but the short answer is no. I don't believe that two people should stay together just for the sake of the child, because if they're toxic together, then what's that going to be? Yeah, what's that going to be on the child? If these two people now are committed to trying to work things out and live a life together, that's something different.
Okay.
I would never discourage two people from trying to be parents or be together for their child. If they look at each other and say, you know, we're going to try to work this out because we want to give our child everything we didn't have, or we want to give our child everything that we did have, whatever the case might be, then I think that they should try that. But I feel like that maybe if they're going to try to do that, there has to be some sort of like a counsel, or like they need to sit down and talk to somebody and like iron some things out, because whatever they have going on with them, most likely they're going to impress upon their child. And it's unfair to the child. Like, it's unfair, in my opinion, to my son, what I'm doing to him by not giving him the father that he deserves. You know what I'm saying? So if two people stay together, though, and you can't be that for them because you can't get past that with the other person, then it's not good. I would say you better off being co-parents. Go to court, go to mediation, work something out, you know what I mean? And then go from there. And then if you can try, like, if that, like how you were saying, if you're rubbing her feet and she's inviting you over, there's going to be some natural friendship, some emotion, whatever that might develop. If you can do it from over here and y'all can still come together, then that's something different. But just staying together for the sake of the child, I don't believe that anybody should do that.
Interesting, yeah, 100. Well put.
So, I mean, but what do you think, though? I know, I mean, I kind of could guess what you think, but it's interesting because even though you don't want to have kids, I still think you have a affection for kids. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of you wouldn't want to see a kid in a broken home situation. You know what I'm saying? Like if you had a homeboy that was having a kid, like let's say Price was about to have a child, and he's like, "Yo, guys, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to have a kid. You know, me and my girl, we just together, whatever. Hate to use Price 'cause he's sitting right here, but like, you know what I mean? See what I'm saying? He ain't taking the kid, but it's like, you know, you still could offer, you know, an advice or still have an opinion or a feeling or on it, because I don't think that you would be friends with a guy who just was a deadbeat dad.
I couldn't see myself doing that.
Yeah, if you knew your homeboy's child lived literally, like you live in Lanham or Bowie, and the girl lives in District Heights, literally a 15-20 minute ride, and this person doesn't want to go see their kid, that's a piece of crap. Regardless of what that woman is saying, doing, or whatever, if she's saying come pick your kid up and you just choosing not to, then could you really be friends with a person like that?
Nah, because if he's gonna do his own blood like that, he's gonna do me.
Exactly.
Horribly.
If you treat your blood like that, then you'll do anybody like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's why I was just wondering maybe how you saw it, because I know you've got probably nieces, nephews, or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're both their parents are together.
Around, yeah. Right. And see, that's one thing that I would love to say, that I love to say about my family. And, you know, I don't know how they feel about me saying their names on here, so I'm not going to use any names, but one thing that definitely I'm proud of, and I'm like, I'm like extremely proud of, is that the majority of the dudes in my family, my cousins, uncles, whoever it might be, got their kids or in their kids' lives. You can tell like their fingerprints are all over, you know what I mean? Their personalities and all of that. They're at family functions and picnics and cookouts and all of that. And some of them have been able to give me sound advice because they've gone through those situations. And it's actually sometimes made the situation for me a lot better, because I was going at it, you know what I'm saying? When I was young, dumb and all that, I just wanted to be a father. So I was like, yo, come hell or high water. But there was also a lot of times when I was maybe blaming her for stuff that I was doing. And instead of like I thought that my effort was good enough. And because I could look at myself in the mirror and say I tried, but it wasn't necessarily what she was looking for. And she could always sit back and say, well, if you don't hit this bar, you know what I mean? And I could say, well, you playing games with me and woo, woo, woo. But she wanted to know that when her son came, and she's going to look at her son, came with his dad, that he was safe, protected. I wasn't going to be negligent, you know, leaving him in the house, going over a girl, whatever the case might be, whatever wild thing she could have thought about, and whether I knew them or not. And this is the unfair part about being a co-parent, but whether I knew where the goalpost was or not, I still had to hit it.
I mean, it makes sense. That's great.
Yeah, and sometimes the ultimate thing is they want a ring. How many women do you know actually just want to be a baby mother? Like realistically, they just say, I just want to be a baby mother. Nah. They want to be married, or at least I think they want to be married. They get pregnant by this guy, they want to be married to this man. They can lie to you and say all they want after the fact because it didn't work out. Revisionist history. Hindsight is 20/20. And everybody could say, oh, man, this person was this. And you was liking them when you was opening your legs for them. You was liking her when you was sliding on in there. Your thing got hard for, so you must have liked something about her.
Something.
And if you ain't like her that much, you should have strapped up. So, I mean, I don't know, bruh. I definitely understand though why you don't want to have kids. Only from a co-parenting standpoint. I don't necessarily understand it just from an overall testosterone standpoint.
Oh, because okay.
Yeah, just because I guess we supposed to multiply. Like I said, I think it was last show. If I could have, I would have had like 5 or 6 kids. You know what I mean? If it was financially suitable, if I was married, I guess younger, whatever, I'd like to have 5 of them. I'm kind of envious a little bit of some of my cousins that got, 3, 4, 5 kids. Like, yo, you got a nice little, that's a family, man. Like when y'all Christmas time, you'll be sitting around your kids. That's grandbabies coming. You know what I'm saying? So, but you looking like, damn, nah.
So you saw that.
Yeah, like the terrified look on your face. So, I mean, I guess the whole thing is, it's kind of like, we can take about the 8th grade health class, wear condoms.
That's it, man. Like that's really it, bro.
Or go get the treatments or whatever, the Discovery for preps and Big Tarvies and all these other joints that's out there. Yo, you see the commercials. I see the commercials come
I don't
on
even know
all
what
the
they
time.
be talking about anymore, bro.
Yeah, because they got all these medicines. Like, we could talk about pharmaceuticals. We should do one on,
bro. Do
yeah.
you have this? Well, then take this. Side effects may include all of this shit here.
To include death.
But you ain't got that.
Right.
On Monday through Thursday.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the
Your nose ain't running, but if it was, you can't blow it because your arm fell off. So
your nose won't run anymore.
But shoot, all right, man. We've been on for about an hour, but this was a nice little chop up. Did we touch on everything that you wanted to hit on? No, did we get all the questions in?
We did, yeah. Squeezed them right in there.
Yeah, because I know that some of the dialogue made you like kind of like, damn, well, you know what I mean? So
made some valid points. Made, hit a different perspective I wasn't expecting. So it was great. That investigative journalism, baby.
Yeah, but we didn't get the chance to talk on, because this hour went by real quick.
Time flies.
It definitely went by really quick. But we didn't get a chance to touch on the topic I want to touch. So this is kind of the question I wanted to pose. And I'll probably throw it up on IG or YouTube maybe as a poll question before.
We don't.
Damn, what episode are we on? 3.
Episode 3.
Episode 3. So before episode 4, which will be part 3 of this, because we're going to round it out by talking about child support. We touched on child support, but I wanted to pose the question of, if a man has custody of his child, is it appropriate for a woman to pay child support? Now, legally, a man can go get child support, but how do guys, women, how do y'all feel? Is a man, quote unquote, because I hate that less of a man thing, so I'm gonna definitely throw the air quotes up there, but is he less of a man for accepting child support from his woman? Like, is that a weak type of thing to get that type of help? And I wanted to discuss that, and we kind of ran a little long on the other stuff, but we could pick back up on that and finish out with this joint on part 3 next week.
Yeah, we should definitely save that part
3. Oh man, Sneaky Reeky, what up, man?
Yeah, he stay tuned in, bro.
I can't see that other jump. I see something.
Rockstar Fam and Abasi.
Oh, King Kong. What up? Are they still 8? What up, man? Long time, Kong. What's up with you? Hey, man. So definitely appreciate everybody that in tuned in. Man, I know a few of my fam is on there watching. I know my uncle is watching. A couple of my cousins on there. Speedy, Carlson. What's up, man? Dang. What's going on, Joe? What up, Joe? You know what I mean? Few of my fam on there, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in and the love. And I definitely know, I know a few of them can talk. But see, my cousin, one of my cousins, man, he just celebrated. He showed me a picture with Shaq doing big things down there. But see, he's one. He got his kids, man. He got his wife. He been doing his thing. It's envious thing, but it's a proud thing. Like I'm proud, and I want that to be what I'm doing. You feel me? But I'm not. I ain't, man. I don't know. See, that's not that.
Nope.
That situation, yeah.
Oh,
You know what I mean? And it's like I feel like I feel like they want that for me too. You know what I'm saying? There's a part of me that's like a little bit missing and took a little, you know what I mean? Took a different kind of path because I didn't have that to what's the word? Because he's not like a crutch. I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for, but like the responsibility basically would have made me make different decisions. Oh, I ain't about to go out here and sell pills. I got a kid at home. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to go buy 7. My son right here. I ain't getting drunk tonight. I gotta get up and take, you know what I'm saying, Cam to basketball. He got a basketball game. You feel me? So there's certain things that you don't gotta think about nobody but yourself. I can go be reckless. You know what I mean? Come on, whatever. And then on a weekend, I got him for a weekend. It's hard to curb that behavior. Cause now it's a habit. I gotta put it down for a Friday, Saturday. Oh, I'm itching to smoke. Can't wait for him to go to sleep now so I can get a J or get a cigarette in. Cause I don't want him to see me smoke a cigarette. So now, yo, Cam, go in there and play with your Legos or whatever. Tell Cam, you 24. What up, boy? You know what I'm saying?
It's like, what?
Go in there and play with your Legos. You know what I'm saying? While daddy go over here. But really, I'm gonna go sneak a cigarette. You know what I mean? So certain things, certain habits, I could have probably you know what I mean? Because I'm looking at him and he's looking at me, and I don't want to let him down. And I don't want him to see those behaviors and think that it's okay. Because how I'm going to tell him later, yo, don't smoke cigarettes, but you watched your daddy smoke cigarettes all your life. So that's where also, too, I don't think, so we talked about the parents and influence. Yeah, if it's a danger to your child and you know the other person is doing something dangerous, then you're probably not going to let your kid go back over there. So you can't influence their house, but you can make the decisions to be responsible enough to not let your kid go back over there.
For sure. Makes sense.
So, but yeah, man, with that, we're going to go ahead and put the brakes on here, pick up for part 3 next week. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Any comments, we love them all. But thanks, man. We'll see y'all next Thursday.
Peace, guys.
That's something we could definitely do. Is have people join in on the live if we wanted to.
How would we do that?
I can actually push the button because it comes on and says you can just bring them on camera. We maybe could do that when we have a guest on here because my boy James said he's still trying to hop on here as a guest one